gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to my show. This is Ivory, America's trusted financial coach. And if this is your first time here, I am a money coach and I help, certified money coach. Let me put that out there, right? So I help people do three things really well. One, get out of debt. Two, build wealth. And three, live the life and the lifestyle that they deserve. So if this is your first time here, please smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we are here to help you out. So let's get right into this. I got a great story for you guys today. And today we're going to talk about what everybody wants to talk about. Well, not everybody. Everybody want to talk about this, but it's the R word. The R word. And it's retirement. Retirement. And, well, I don't want to say everybody want to talk about this, but this is something that's a huge problem, this whole retirement crisis that's getting ready to come on to us right now, because some of you all, maybe you're in your 20s or your 30s and maybe 40s and even 50s, and you're like, I don't really know how much I got saved. You're not thinking about your savings. You're not thinking about retirement because it's so far off. You ain't thinking about that. You think about what you're doing this Friday. You're thinking about going to the mall. You think about what you need to buy, but you're not thinking about like that part, retirement. Who got time to think about that? But I want to play this clip of this guy. This is a guy who is at that stage. He's at that stage right now, and he's going to share his journey of being on only one source of income during retirement, and that's Social Security. So we're going to pause and play, and I'm going to react to this clip here in a second. So let's get started here. All right.
How that works. So follow this all the way through, because this is the retirement journey with nothing but Social Security. First, it started off that those first 60 days and waiting were panic mode. Then when I filed for Social Security, it took another over 60 days, and I had to call them and tell them it was in hardship, losing my house, and I was. I'm embarrassed about it a little bit. But it's the realities. They got on it real quick and helped me out, and I finally got a check. Then my wife went back to work, and her first check kicked in. We were grinding, and we made it through this. Thank God for her going back to work and for Social Security pulling it out and getting it done for us. We were able to keep our situation, if you will.
Man, that is tough. That is really tough to be able to retire and then have to go back to work. Like, don't nobody want to do that. When you retire, you like, hey, man, I'm done. I don't want to work anymore. I paid my dues. But this guy just literally said he had to retire and then unretire to make ends meet. Man, that's tough right there.
Currently, but within the next 30 days, we're going to have to get out of that house and downsize. And I've got a great plan for that. And I'm going to share that journey with you in the future. This isn't what I pictured in retirement. Moving forward, I wasn't going to retire for another almost 5 years. And in those 5 years, with the money I was making, I was going to be able to put away, I figured, a minimum of $50,000. I was secure in my job, loved the people that I worked with. I felt they liked me too. Problem is, corporate downsize caused the shift. That caused
Corporate downsize cost his job. And what that translates to right now, you guys know this, AI robots. This is the wave of the future. Massive, massive, massive job layoffs right now. People are losing their jobs due to AI and robots. But really behind all that AI robot stuff is really just corporate greed. I mean, let's just call it for what it is. It is corporate greed. You know what I'm saying? They like, hey, why, man, if I can lay you off and then, put some AI in there and I can save myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars and put it in my pocket. Oh, let's do it. So that's what's happening here with this whole, job layoff situation. But I'm sad to hear that, unfortunately, but these things happen and we need to be prepared for them.
some real stress and some real uncertainty. Because at my age then, turning 62, not many people want to hire that upper management, mid-management position Because a lot of people are down.
Yeah, this is a real thing. I've heard this from multiple clients. The older you get, there is kind of like this age discrimination. It's like, well, you got too much experience and we're going to have to pay you what you're really worth. We might as well go with somebody younger, you know what I'm saying, has less experience and have less. We can charge and we can pay them less. Or, robots.
Sizing with that. And people are doing double duty in the workforce. So that kind of put us in survival mode and starvation mode there for a minute. And that's when that pride kicked in. Hard to swallow that pill. Am I doing enough? Did I do enough throughout my life? Where did I make those mistakes? How did I get in this situation and being displaced that quickly? And going through retirement with only Social Security. I felt like I should have done more for a while. I shared that in some videos in the past. But I'm here to tell you, if you're going through Social Security and retirement with just Social Security, you're not alone.
Wow, man. And he's right about that. And again, if you're in your 20s and 30s, you definitely need to be listening to this, okay? Even if you're in your 40s, if you're in your 40s, your early 40s, well, actually, it's never too late. It's never too late to get more money, start saving more money for retirement. It's just never too late. I try to save as much money as I possibly can because I want to be in a position where when I do retire, I have money set aside. I feel comfortable and I feel like I could just literally just be on chill mode. But I understand that this is not the case for a lot of people. And if you need help with your retirement situation, if you need planning and all those things, this is what I do. So the link is in the description. But I am going to say this. It's not an excuse. Okay. It is not an excuse. I don't care if you're saving $100. I don't care what it is. You need to be putting something set aside for retirement. You need to make it work. It's just, you don't want to end up coming to the end of your days and not being able to have the money that you need.
There's less than, I think it's just over 50% of the people are retiring with less than $45,000 in the bank in retirement, living on just Social Security alone. So you're not alone. So maybe.
Whoa, he said 50% of people are living on Social Security with no retirement. Now, I think that number is almost accurate, but to actually, let's look it up. Let's take a look at that. Let me see if I can find it here. How many people are living on Social Security alone? Let's see what the percentages are. Let's see here. So we have here, it says according to 2026 report, the Senior Citizens League, nearly 22 million older Americans live solely on Social Security income. Yikes. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Maybe that'll help if you're going through it on just Social Security and you don't have any money in the bank. And if that's the case, a lot of times throughout the years, we lived paycheck to paycheck anyway. Social Security may be less, but it's not much different. I feel like Social Security is paycheck to paycheck. The difference is I need to adapt. I need to downsize. I need to adjust, and I'm nimble. My wife and I are very nimble. We're going to downsize. We're going to minimalize. We're going to move into a smaller house, and we're going to make it just fine. I know we will because we always have. We've had difficulties, adversities in our life, and we've overcame every one of them. And there's no difference now. There's no reason why we can't do it. And you can too.
Well, I'm going to say this. If you have to you got to do what you got to do. I understand that. But at the same time, this does not have to be your life. If you are in your 20s, again, I'm going to say it again, because I'm going to keep saying this because I have a lot of clients who are millennial, Gen Z. That's pretty much my clientele. And, making decent money, making good money and not saving nothing for retirement. But until they see me, I'm going to keep pounding this away. Like, you need to be saving some money. And we set up plans to help them be able to save money and be okay in retirement, because you want to end up getting to this person's age and you have nothing saved for retirement. So let me read some comments here. I want to read some of the comments here and just see what the comments say. I'm being completely honest in this one. Are you prepared for retirement or figuring it out like I am? the channel I was looking for, all the other retirement channels are like how to retire on only 500,000. Can you retire on less than $1 million? This is realistic. I'm going to have to work until lunchtime on the day of my funeral. That's actually funny. That's funny. But it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, for millions of people, but I guess it is. Best thing you can do is stay healthy. That's more important than money. I'm retired, but my wife went back to work. Aha, brilliant. Health is more important than wealth. Well, I would say health is important, and you definitely need to take care of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but also financially. Financially, because again, if you save $100 from the age, let's say in your early 20s, if you just save 150 bucks a month, and you put that into your ETF, a really simple ETF, and you do that over and over, you automate that process so you don't see it, you don't feel it, you should have 500, 800, $1 million by the time of retirement. So again, a lot of people don't know how to do that. They don't understand the process of how this stuff works. And that's why you work with a coach to help you with that. One more comment here. It says, like my grandfather said, and day above ground is a good day. Yes. And I think you will have to have a good, a good attitude around this, because it is tough. It's tough. It's tough being able to just exist right now. I mean, groceries high, gas high, rent high, mortgage. Talking about buying a house, virtually impossible these days. So we have to go through a lot of stuff. You have to spend, your money is just going in so many different ways, and the wages are not really increasing like that. Some people have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. But you have to do what you have to do in this day and time. And also do what you can do. If you got to cut back, cut back. If you need to, move in with a roommate and do a house hacking, do it. So that's my show today. I want to share this with you guys. Please, if you need some support and help with this, please, link is in the description, and I'll talk to you guys soon.